Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on the alphabet. This lesson will cover alphabetical order. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally, a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 5 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning that the alphabet has a specific order. 2. We are learning that knowing the order of the alphabet is a life skill. 3. We are learning to say the letters of the alphabet in order. 4. We are learning to sort words in alphabetical order by looking at the first letter. 5. We are learning to sort words in alphabetical order when the initial letters are the same. There are 26 letters in the English alphabet. These letters are in a specific order. The upper and lowercase letters in order are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. These lessons will break up the memorization process. This lesson will focus on the next 6 letters. Say this letter after me. When I pause, you repeat the letter. Q. Now, say these letters. When I pause, you repeat the letters. Q, R. Now say these letters. When I pause, you repeat the letters. Q, R, S. Now say these letters. When I pause, you repeat the letters. Q, R, S, T. Now say these letters. When I pause, you repeat the letters. Q, R, S, T, U. Now say these letters. When I pause, you repeat the letters. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Repeat these letters 3 times. Then write them down, saying each letter as you write. When I pause at the end, you repeat the letters. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Repeat all of the letters introduced so far. Then write them down, saying each letter as you write. When I pause at the end, you repeat the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. When words and names are sorted, they are always in alphabetical order. This can be seen in lists, files, titles, bibliographies, references, and books on library shelves by author name. It is a life skill to independently sort into alphabetical order. It is essential to know the order of the alphabet by heart. There is a simple trick to sort words and names into alphabetical order. Just look at the first letter of the word. For example, rabbit, table, quest, umbrella, salt, van. Quest begins with a Q, so it is first in order. Rabbit begins with R, so it is next in order. Salt begins with S, so it is next in order. Table begins with T, so it is next in order. Umbrella begins with U, so it is next in order. Van begins with V, so it is next in order. Quest, rabbit, salt, table, umbrella, van, Q, R, S, T, U, V. These words are now in alphabetical order. If the initial letters are the same, look at the subsequent letters. For example, tree, train, treasure, truth. Each of these words begins with the letter blends TR. Look at the third letter of each word. The third letter in tree is E. The third letter in train is A. The third letter in treasure is E. The third letter in truth is U. Because tree and treasure have the same third letter, we look at the fourth letter. So the fourth letter in tree is E, and the fourth letter in treasure is A. Each of these words begin with TR. By looking at the third letter, we can see that A comes first, E comes next, and U comes last. Because treasure and tree have the same third letter, we can see that the fourth letter is A, which comes first, and the fourth letter in tree is E, which comes next. The same pattern applies for any words that have the same initial letters. Look for the first letters that are different. put those letters in alphabetical order. The names of these places all begin with the letters T, A. Tajikistan, Tanzania, Taiwan. The third letters of these words are different. The third letter in Tajikistan is J. The third letter in Tanzania is N. The third letter in Taiwan is I. Each of these words begins with TA. By looking at the third letters, we can see that I comes first, followed by J and N. Taiwan, Tajikistan, Tanzania. These words are now in alphabetical order. Write the following words in alphabetical order. Each of these words begins with one of the 6 letters introduced in this lesson. Set 1. Sand. River. Talk. Universe. Question. Victor. Set 2. Rwanda. Vietnam. Uganda. Tonga. Spain. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. These words are in alphabetical order by looking at the initial letters. Question begins with Q. River begins with R. Sand begins with S. Talk begins with T. Universe begins with U. Victor begins with V. Q, R, S, T, U, V. Rwanda begins with R. Spain begins with S. Tonga begins with T. Uganda begins with U. Vietnam begins with V. R, S, T, U, V. Here is an extender for anyone who would like a challenge. Write the following words in alphabetical order. Look at the first letters that are different and order them. Set 1. Thigh. Throne. Thing. Thread. Theme. Set 2. Rosario. Rome. Rotterdam. Rochester. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. These words are in alphabetical order by looking at the subsequent letters that are different. The third letter in theme is E. E comes before I. The third letter in thigh and thing is I. They are the same, so we look at the fourth letters. G comes before N, so thigh comes before thing. The third letter in thread is R, so thread comes after thing. R comes after I. The third letter in throne is also R, so we look at the fourth letter. The fourth letter in thread is E, and the fourth letter in throne is O. E comes before O. The third letter in Rochester is C. The third letter in Rome is M. The third letter in Rosario is S. The third letter in Rotterdam is T. C, M, S, T. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about alphabetical order. Watch Lesson 5 for the next set of letters. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.